Hi everyone, this is Shomi Datta. Today you are going to watch this video. I am making this beautiful, vibrant watercolor painting in a small 4 by 6 card, watercolor card. So it's not quite like cold press paper, but I hope you will enjoy me doing this and throughout the process how I kept the vibrancy. Uh, if you can follow me and if you can make this painting on your own, uh, please do not forget to comment and post your work. So let's dive in. Let's start. Different kind of a paper, but it has little bit of texture as well. Anyway, to start with, I'm starting with a simple pencil sketch, and I'm first outlining the entire composition very lightly. Now I'm tracing all the pencil lines using fine black pen so that the structure becomes clean and defined. The main focus here is the door and the tree beside it. Unlike the natural organic tree shape, this tree has a very geometrical appearance in the outline with squared and straight lines formations, which gives this artwork a playful and stylized look. Around the door, I'm creating a small stone wall using irregular stone shapes, and on both sides of the door, I have added two plant pots to balance the composition beautifully. And I'm also sketching two small staircases leading toward the door, along with some simple roadside stone textures and little wall details here and there. Finally, I'm completing the drawing section by adding the vintage lamp beside the door, which gives the whole artwork a cozy storybook feel. First, wash and tree painting. Now the sketch is complete and I'm starting the watercolor process. For the stone areas, I'm beginning with a mix of burnt sienna and umber to create warm earthy tones. And for the tree, I wanted a very bright, glowing appearance. So I started with a light yellow wash mixed with a tiny touch of orange. I'm covering the entire tree shape with this first wash, keeping the top portion extremely soft and light yellow while gradually moving toward a much brighter orange color tone near the bottom. In between those colors, I am creating a smooth variegated wash and gently color transitions. I'm carefully dissolving all the hard edges so that the gradation looks soft, seamless, and glowing. Since this is a one sitting painting, I'm continuously observing how quickly watercolor dries. Whenever an area becomes slightly dry, I softly relayer the color to maintain the richness and the brightness. Now I'm adding the first shadow layer beneath the trees and also painting the first layer on the lamp, but I leave it to dry before adding more details later. For the shadows falling on the wall, I'm using a darker purple mixed with little black. This helps me achieve darker values without losing the vibrancy of the purple. Here again, I'm using graded wash and layer transition to create soft fading shadows. Around the wall, door edges, and stone textures, I'm repeating this layering process to build depth gradually rather than painting everything dark at once. Painting, I have used a lot of complementary color concepts along with the variegated washes, graded washes, and multiple transparent watercolor layers to keep the artwork bright and lovely. And also, some of the cases I have used the flat wash and worked with the bead of the water. Now I'm moving toward the door area. The upper portion of the door is painted darker to show the shadow cast by the surrounding wall and stone textures. For the stones, I'm using a very light burnt sienna wash, and in some areas I'm adding darker accents for depth. On the staircase, I'm introducing very soft gold ochre washes to bring warmth and vibrancy. Gradually, I'm darkening the wooden plank divisions on the door Earlier, I had already outlined everything using a fine black pen, and now the watercolor layer and are softly covering those pen lines while still allowing them to show through slightly. This creates a playful, sketchy, almost cartoony effect, which gives the artwork its unique personality. Brushes and the shadow area of the doors. Gradually, I'm moving toward the plants and foliage. Uh, for the leaves and some small plants, I'm using very light greens and sometimes mixing soft yellow directly into the wet surface. This wet on wet blending creates a beautiful fresh transition naturally. While these layers are drying, I am continuously returning to the top tree shadows to deepen the values little by little. Instead of painting the shadows dark in one attempt, I'm building them gradually using multiple transparent layers, and I'm doing this particular thing throughout the whole painting, different areas, as we'll be seeing eventually. As soon as the previous layer becomes half dry and starts fading slightly, I'm adding another darker purple layer mixed with black to strengthen the depth. At this stage, I have also added an extremely light gray wash over parts of the wall. So this was important because the white paper felt too bright and I wanted the wall to have a softer grayish atmosphere. Now that the plants are dry, I can safely move toward the plant pots. For the pots, I'm using deeper reds for the shadow side and lighter orangey red for the illuminated side so that appear bright and vibrant, and just focusing on the lightness of it. Again, once the first layer dries, I return with additional shadow layers to enhance the contrast, whichever areas I'm seeing that it needs to be done right now. We are moving towards the end. I'm finishing the final contrast and I'll be finishing the road gradually with the purple wash, very light purple wash. And many times you have seen that I have intensified the orange tones of the tree near the bottom portions, and many other areas you have already seen that as much as I could go back and work, I have intensified those areas. If I needed to make it darker, I did those areas. This is mainly to create the stronger contrast and brightness rather than adding more light. And hardly I have touched the lightest area in this whole painting. I'm preserving the light yellow at the top as the lightest area of the tree so the glow remains intact, and similar thing I have done for the pots and the plants from the pots as well. And finally, for the road, I have used dramatic purple wash to create the mood atmosphere within the composition, and that is also I have done very light wash, very light. The purple road beautifully complements the warm oranges and yellow in the painting, helping the entire artwork feel vibrant, dreamy, and full of joy. So, as you can see in this whole painting, throughout, I have mindfully created this blending using the complementary colors mainly. And also I have, because complementary colors many ways it actually balances the painting. So complementary colors always use like keeps the balance between the warm tone and the cooler tone, and especially when you use the complementary colors of the secondary color with the primary color, it actually creates, also preserves the vibrancy as well. So it's two extreme side, but some of the complementary colors, some of the secondary colors actually, it's so vibrant, just like the purple one, and some of the primary colors are just so keep the vibrancy, like the yellow, right? And as per the secondary color goes, when I mix the yellow with the red, I mixed very little red so that you hardly notice that there is a redness inside that, in that yellow color. It's actually orange, the yellowish orange color and lightest tone of it. So that's how I kept the vibrancy, and I have already kept those things in my mind while I worked through it, and I've already created the palette beforehand. Otherwise, just starting with the paint without any preparation, it would not have come to this vibrancy, and it could not have ended up with this beautifully. So keep that in mind, that whenever you are painting, create your palette first and make sure that the vibrancy, the lightness of it, the using the complementary colors and the different kind of washes. I mean, there are a lot of pre-works comes handy, very handy, when you are quickly finishing a painting in one sitting. When I have completed the whole painting, I felt like it will look even more, it can bring even more contrast if I just make the border even more bolder with the black brush pen. And that's what I did. And here and there, adding the dots and all, I just added more. I just wanted to add more drama and more playfulness to it. So I just did that and finished the painting. Hope that you have enjoyed it. Try this method at home, and don't forget to comment me uh, how you liked it and how your painting actually turned out. Hopefully you have enjoyed the whole video. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, follow and share the video. Thank you so much. Hi everyone, this is Shomi Datta. Today you are going to watch this video. I am making this beautiful, vibrant watercolor painting in a small 4 by 6 card, watercolor card. So it's not quite like cold press paper, but I hope you will enjoy me doing this, and throughout the process, how I kept the vibrancy. Uh, if you can follow me, and if you can make this painting on your own, uh, please do not forget to comment and post your work. So let's dive in. Let's start.